Hey y'all, it is time for a new episode of 10th Inning Talk. I'm your girl April, also known as All About April on all social media platforms, and I am here to deliver the latest and greatest in professional and collegiate softball and baseball news. But before I hop into that, y'all know I have to give a shout out to my guy, Football Boys. He actually has been uploading quite a few episodes to the YouTube channel. So if you are someone who wants the visual version of his podcast, please make sure to tune into the Black Baseball mixtape. And then, of course, my guy Cheats always is ready for you to finish your breakfast with him, delivering the latest and greatest in Black baseball news. And then, of course, there are the comics that are out, and the Black Baseball mixtape also has some great articles online. My guy Buttermain Baseball, he actually writes on there as well. So a lot coming for you, a lot to keep you up to date in the baseball world. And then, of course, me. I'm ready to talk some baseball and softball. So, without further ado, let's hop into episode 17, which I have titled All About To the Right, to the Right. That's right. MLB, Major League Baseball, is definitely heading in the right direction. Over the past weekend, we got to experience Jen Pawol be an umpire in a Major League Baseball game. This is the first time that this has ever happened for Major League Baseball. Yes, they've had them in the minors, but we also know that Major League Baseball is a bit behind because the NFL and the NBA, they have had women referees for a while. And I am not going to lie to y'all, I was very excited to be able to cheer her on for this moment. But I'm also happy that this gives us a way to be able to experience sports in a different way. We talked about this a little bit last night on the Black Baseball Mixtape live podcast. And I mentioned how this was very inspiring because, yes, I have a podcast and I'm in this space. And this may inspire someone else to occupy this space as well. But for someone like Jen Pawol to literally be in the league and making calls initially in the outfield during the Braves and Marlins game, but then she was also calling behind the plate balls and strikes. And that is just such a prestigious honor for her and for any woman to be able to do. I love the fact that we can sit here and celebrate it. I think it's crazy that we're still having first in August of 2025. But one of my favorite things about Jen Pawol having the opportunity to be an umpire for Major League Baseball is the fact that, yes, we got a chance to be able to cheer her on, but seeing a colleague actually speak so highly of her, it did something for me. And this is something that I want to specifically speak about. About a week or two ago, I was definitely not feeling myself. And there are some times, I'll be honest and say that I do question where I fit into this space as a woman, in particular, a Black woman discussing baseball, softball, professional, collegiate. And I do get a lot of support. Let me be clear. There are quite a few men who rely on my perspective and are very confident in my abilities. Unfortunately, we do live in a society where negativity definitely can outweigh the positivity. And sometimes those moments are hard to overcome. So feeling sometimes alone when you are trying to navigate this space is a place where I'm sure many women will say can be a struggle. When I watched the press conference and her colleague discussed how he was so pleased to be able to work with her and how this gave his daughter the opportunity to be able to see that this was a possibility for her, I definitely teared up because I understood that completely. But I also understood it because this was a man in our society who stood next to her, not in front of her, and gladly stated that number one, she is worthy of this position. Number two, she is capable of performing her duties. And number three, he was proud to say that she was his colleague. And we need people who are in these positions to speak out publicly this way. It was truly an honor to have someone say, I love working with her. I know that she's going to get the job done. And I look forward to more of these kinds of opportunities happening, not just for Jen Pawol, but for the next woman. And those kinds of things are where we are right now, but it's definitely what we need. So if you see someone, and it doesn't have to be baseball or softball, it could be in any position, affirm them, because him publicly affirming her in this press conference and letting people know that this was the right move and MLB is trending in the right direction, it just empowers more people to give those opportunities to people who are very much so deserving. So I wanted to make sure that we are aware of that and what it means for a woman to see someone who has the ability to share how much he believes in her and how much he considers this such a positive move for Major League Baseball. Yes, more of this, more of this. We definitely need more people willing to speak out in that particular moment. And I will say for the men who I have spoken to about, some of my struggles with that, like, thank you for being a source of, number one, confidence, but also thank you for further encouraging me to pursue the opportunities that I have and recognizing and again affirming that my voice is significant and also my voice is needed in this particular space. Because we have conversations a lot of times and the first thing they say is, I never thought about it from that angle. And that is for anyone. So women, we tend to give a different space because our brains operate a little differently in how we have to navigate the world. But knowing that Jen Pawol has opened this door and it's not closing, it just makes me so, so proud. So again, congratulations to her. And I'm just excited for what this will mean for Major League Baseball. There was also an all women's broadcast for a Boston Red Sox game, and that was exciting as well. So yes, we're seeing more and more that Major League Baseball, again, is trending in the right direction, but we're also giving these opportunities to women. And hopefully your girl gets the opportunity to be in one of those spaces. But I am just definitely enjoying the moment, learning, growing, and seeing exactly, not necessarily how we all can fit in, because I believe that there is a specific space for each of us based on our talents and abilities. But yes, this is I can't speak enough about how happy this makes me. So, yes. And with Jen Pawol having her moment, the AUSL is still having their moment as well. As you know, the AUSL All-Star Cup is still going on. If you are not tuning in, make sure to do so. Many of the games are on ESPN2 and MLB.com. Now, keep in mind, the teams change weekly, and it is based on a point system, an individual point system. So you do want to be aware of that, and just know that we just continue to move forward in this space. I can't wait to see what the AUSL is going to be next year. But for now, for it to have such a successful first season, for the AUSL All-Star Cup to be what it is, we can't help but just completely embrace the moment. So, and let me know how you feel about that. Have you found a new player? Have you found a team within the AUSL, the Talons, the Bandits, the Blaze, or the Vault? I want to hear from you. So shoot me a DM and let me know. Now, y'all know that I am a Dodgers fan through and through. And after I got off the live podcast with the Black Baseball mixtape, I was a bit shocked to see that Dave Roberts asked Mookie Betts to move to right field. And as a reminder, Mookie Betts had been playing shortstop for the Dodgers. I mean, he literally prepped the entire offseason to play shortstop. Now, there were also quite a few critics who believe that Mookie Betts should remain as the all-star, gold glove winning player in right field. And then there were other critics who believed, you know what? I like Mookie in the infield, but I like him at second base. And then you had a few people who was like, nah, you know, Mookie can do anything because it's Mookie Betts. And Mookie had quite a few struggles this year with his health. He recently, his stepfather passed away. Just so many things happening. And of course, that will affect your mental. But for me, I know the health issues had to have weighed very, very heavily when you don't know how and why you lost a significant amount of weight, which ultimately affects your play. And when you see Dave Roberts ask him to move to right field, it's Mookie like, okay, I'll do it. Like, yeah. And then, you know, just like riding the bike, he's back there making plays. So I'm guessing we're going to still see Tommy Edman at second and probably Ha-Seong Kim moving to shortstop. But it does lead many to wonder exactly what this move ultimately will lead to, because not only was Mookie moved to right field last night, Teoscar Hernandez he actually had an off day yesterday as the Dodgers began the series against the Angels. And Dave Roberts just talked about how he wanted him to be mentally prepared for it. So my question is, does Teoscar Hernandez move back to left field? Mookie and right? I mean, the Dodgers have quite a few options, but one of the holes in the entire lineup has been Michael Conforto. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I get a little antsy whenever he gets up to that plate. Because last night, I think he was batting maybe 190, and I'm being generous, like 190. He probably in the 180s at this point. That's somebody's weight. I don't need you batting somebody's weight on your team in the lineup. It's not productive at all. So quite a few people have outwardly spoken that they can no longer support it and they're ready to just move on. But for Dave Roberts to make that kind of change in the middle of the game, I'm very curious to see what you as fans think. And then we can't ignore the fact that the Brewers just keep on brewing. And when I say that, they just keep on winning. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I love the fact that Malik from Black Baseball Mixtape said that the Central teams, they're true Major League Baseball fans. And I had completely written the Brewers off. I'm like, I don't think that they're going to do anything. I'm not going to trust what they do. And they are literally the best team in Major League Baseball right now. So is this something that they can maintain? Maybe. They swept the Dodgers like twice. They definitely did. So am I afraid of them? Absolutely. They're playing really good ball. Interested to see how this continues to move forward. But the NL Central is definitely something to keep an eye out on. Y'all know I've talked about the Cubs. I actually predicted the Reds to make it to the playoffs. So anything can happen. They can continue to win. They can actually slide out of first place and have an incredible losing streak. But the good thing about this is when I say to the right, is the fact that the Brewers are also just moving in the right direction. And this is a great look for Major League Baseball because the Brewers are not a team that a lot of people think about when they go to sleep at night, when they wake up in the morning, when they're turning on a TV, unless you are just a diehard fan. But to see teams like this who may not have the big names, besides maybe a Christian Yelich or whoever, it's just wonderful to see them perform at an amazing level. And with the direction that Major League Baseball is going, it's not just the Dodgers or the Mets or the Phillies or the Padres. You are seeing other teams succeed and also leveling out the playing field. And you really don't know what the wild card or the postseason will look like, which is exactly why you should be tuned in to any and all baseball games, especially the fact that we are in the middle of August. So that means that not much time left for the season. We're in the second half. We have the second half of August. We have all of September. And then y'all know, good old October will be here. So let me know if you have some predictions for who you think will make it to the postseason. I'm just excited to be able to be on this journey. And before I go for today, I do want to say the Jen Pawol umpiring in Major League Baseball really inspired me to keep going. So yes, I had feelings, but it was just a moment. It's not something that I need to spread. And for anyone else, these are the moments that inspire us and remind us that as women, we too belong. As women, we too have a space and a place to be able to share our love for sports, whether it is baseball, softball, or anything of the other. And we are also knowledgeable. And we also give a side of facts that is absolutely needed in this space. So for anyone who is doubting, just be inspired by the fact that our time is here and they need us as well. So thank y'all for tuning into 10th Inning Talk. So happy to talk to you about everything that's going to the right. And I hope that you are also inspired to move in the right direction for whatever it is that you want to accomplish in your individual lives. As a reminder, don't forget to tune into my guy Flowell Boys in the booth. Also, don't forget to check out Finish Your Breakfast with my guy Cheats on Instagram. Don't forget to check out the Black Baseball mixtape online, all of the articles, and some new comics coming out soon. Just some really fun times with everything that is happening. And once again, the fact that I'm even able to have this platform and to be able to share sports. I'm so grateful for Cheats. I'm so grateful for all of the help and knowledge that I get from him and Flobo and Malik and anyone else who offers it to me. My guy, Baseball Aficionado, the Cuban Baseball Digest. Like, there are so many people who openly help me out, and I'm just so grateful to that. So more shout outs hopefully for that, and keep supporting women in this space. Thank y'all so much. It's a great day to be a baseball and softball fan. Bye y'all.